everybody? Mailman here, Goat Productions. Today we're going to talk quickly about an article I wrote for Carolina Sportsman on some tips on picking a correct hog guide, how to pick a good outfitter, how to pick a good hog guide. And there's a couple things that I keyed in on. Hog hunting has exploded. The southern part of the country has a lot of hogs. So what you have is a lot of hog guides popping up, outfitters, and there's a lot of guys driving down from my home state of Pennsylvania and from up north. They're coming down, spending a lot of money, and being disappointed with some of the service they're getting. My experience with the hog guide at first was bad whenever I actually worked for one. I got successful in hunting hogs. We were taking a lot of hogs, and 4 guys were coming down from Pennsylvania. A local hog outfitter asked me to take a guy. I sat 2 whole nights with a guy on a feeder. We did have a sighting of a hog. He had an opportunity at a hog. He didn't take the shot because he couldn't compare the sizes to other ones. But there was a couple things that happened, even to me as the person who sat with that, as the guide sitting with that hunter, that I just did not like. The first thing is your trail camera pictures, the data that you get from those. There's so much more that could be done with that information. Give that to the hunter. Give it to the hunter beforehand. Get them excited about the hunt. We sat there, and I actually had to ask the owners and the people running the how many times, or what's the best time for these hogs to come in? And they said, oh, they come in all night. And I'll be honest with you, now that I know a lot more about hogs, there is very few feeders that are productive all night. There's certain times they are productive at certain times of year. Yes, there are feeders that produce early, and then there's feeders that produce at that same time in midnight. That's because the bedding areas change. What I've learned over time is there are active times the days before, the weeks before that feeder is active, that they come in. So, just as an example, I have a guy coming down. He's driving about 8 hours in 2 weeks from now. What I'm doing is taking him to spots. I actually sent him some videos. I'll throw the video up here really quick. I'm videoing the place that I expect hogs to come. Last night I went out and I actually spent the time and went down to a setup that I sent him a video on. I showed him during the daylight what was going to happen. I went last night and I passed on a big boar. This video is great at this big boar. You could tell by the ear size, just the way he walks, the way he's shaped. This is going to be a nice sized boar. That guy now thinks for 2 weeks inside of his head, he's thinking, man, I can't wait to go down to South Carolina and get a chance at that boar, get a chance at that boar. So I can build up my clients' expectations and also show him we are on hogs. Now, hunting is hunting. We may come here and they may not cooperate. Next thing we want to do is we want to have a plan. Express that plan to your client, or if you are a client, ask about a plan. What's the plan? What are we going to do? Once we get on this feeder, and it's an early feeder, and they don't come by 11, 12 o'clock, is there stocking fields we can go to? Are we going to be able to glass with thermal? Am I going to be able to go out there with thermal in the fields and look and then go to another place? You have to have a plan. An outfitter has to have a plan for you to be successful. Don't just have them sit you on a bait station. It works. You are going to be successful that way, but if it does not work, if you miss, is there an opportunity for you possibly to go somewhere else, maybe pay a little bit more in that instance? But there's times where I go sit on that place, 3 days in a row they've hit, 5 days in a row they've hit. You don't get that hog. That hog doesn't come. The wind changes. They smell you and they're out of there. Does that outfitter have midnight setups? Midnight to 4 in the morning. Feeder setups are like that. You're going to have early ones, you're going to have late ones. I know a lot of guys don't like to go out there late. They can't go out there late. But I love to be able to have that next option. If they miss, if they hit, can they go again? Maybe pay a little bit more with an increase, but you're going to be able to have that other opportunity. You drive 8 hours, you come down to a feeder and you miss, and then they say that's it. That is hard for me to fathom. That they cannot at least have another opportunity for you, or someone have another opportunity for you. If they don't, you get a hold of me. Last guy that came down from PA, 4 guides he went with and did not get a hog, and he paid for all of them. Come down with me. We took hogs on 2 nights. So whenever you're looking at hog guides and outfitters, first off, they better have current trail camera pictures, current video, knowing your group of hogs, your sounder. That's another thing. I sat there in that video and told him there was a track in that area that I described to him. There was a huge track in there. I think there's a big pig in there. And there was a big pig in there. There was a group of pigs. Pigs came by later. We'll throw up some other video. Another group of pigs come down. Now, my plan, we come into that plan. We're going to sit there at that 11:30 hour. It may change in the next 2 weeks by the time he gets here. Another thing, I planned for him to come down when the moon was not up. Last night, the moon was up. I think it set this morning about 7:21 this morning. Full night worth of moon. So we're going to have a moon change next week, but I wanted him to come here when that night is dark all night. That moon is going to set about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to have all night to chase hogs and coyotes, and I think that's the best time to do it, whenever that full night has no moon. So you got your trail cameras, now you got your plans. Now we jump into the success rate of guides and outfitters, or guys you're going to go with. There's a couple things I look at. First off, they got to kill a lot. Next, you want to see, especially if they got video, you want to see kills all throughout the night. If you're with a guy that kills on a feeder between 9 and 11 o'clock, you got to realize your chances are going to be slim. His wife or girlfriend is texting him, you need to be home by 11 o'clock. What are you doing out there so late? You're going to have problems. You're now only a portion of the night. If that doesn't work out, he's got to go home to mama. And you're going to have a lot of people like that you watch and see. They do not kill 12, 1, 2 in the morning. Sometimes I have to quell down my clients coming in and say, we're not even meeting till 9:30, 10 o'clock. The moon's going to set. Let's get out there at 10, 11 o'clock, and it's going to be prime then, especially if you're coming coyotes. If you're ever coming coyotes with me, there's some properties I don't pull until midnight. I actually text the landowner, I will be there after midnight. So look for those success rates throughout the night. Guy kills 9 to 11. Man, 11 to 2 in the morning, that guy kills again. Man, this time this guy's killing 3, 4 in the morning. That is going to be what you want to look for in your success. He's definitely, you want to see the numbers stacking up. You want to see a lot of animals. You want to see videos where he puts up, a guy that puts up a particular hog or a coyote, black coyote, big hog, and then he gets that hog. His success rate on animals he targets is huge. If he can send you a hog, I really got this guy amped up coming in 2 weeks because I showed him this hog with the big ears. You've already seen the video. That hog is going to be a special hog for that guy. His first hog is that hog. I don't have to get him a stack of 12, 13, 14 hogs. I get him that hog, man, and that skull is on his desk at home or on his wall, and that's going to be a hog to remember. So look for guys like that, man, that spread that success out throughout the night. They're always on hogs, middle of the week. Guys hunting middle of the week, he's dedicated. He got a guy on another hog. He goes out the next day after he takes somebody, and he could take any night of the week, any week of the year, any month of the year. That's what I love. I love guys like that. Next thing with outfitters, guides, is attitude. I used to work for a guy up north. He was a walleye fisherman on Lake Erie. Guy missed a fish, and he'd get pissed off. I went down here with striper guys. I love the striper fish. I actually go with guides a lot when I fish because I put so much time and effort into hunting at night that I don't have the time and effort to have a boat. But so I go out there with some guys down here striper fishing. I love to take kids. When you take kids and they're passing rods to each other and they lose a fish, watch that guide's reaction. If that guide gets pissed because you lost a fish, I will never go back. I will never recommend that guy. I'm out there to have fun. I'm spending money to have fun. The attitude of the guide is huge. Is he happy for his clients? Is he giving you an experience rather than just a kill? Kills are awesome. I want to get you a kill. I'm going to get you out there, and I'm going to get you the opportunity to shoot some hogs. But the attitude of the guide is huge for me. I really look for that a lot. I look for how he interacts with people. There's some times where I get fired up, and I'm behind a guy, and a guy can't push the record button, and I've said some things and got on that guy. But afterwards, we have fun. But I gave that guy an experience, and when he walks away, you sit there, you want to walk away from that outfitter you're paying for and say, man, that was a fun time, and I want to go back sometimes. If I don't go back, he gave me something to remember. So keep all of those thoughts in your head whenever you're picking a guide and outfitter, and hopefully this helps you out. Look for that right one. Spend some time looking for the right one. Talk to the right people and get with that right guy for that hunting experience that you will never forget. I'm about to bring a buddy down here in a couple weeks, and he will not forget the hunt he's gonna be on, especially if we can get that particular hog we've seen. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing. Any questions, throw them in here. I'll be glad to answer. You have video ideas, you want me to make a video, tell me and we'll throw it up here on Goat Productions. I deliver.